Hey, to whom it may concern, build their company as you build yourself. Who is that? No point in talking about all of these amazing historic moments that you have if you cannot use them to capitalize for yourself. Do it yourself. I'm not saying nothing I ain't told you to your face because I don't talk behind people's backs. But there's way too much check chasing going on in podcasting land. And then you got the nerve to open your mouth and say something to a like me who do it for the sport and the art of it. Everybody got to relax out here. Very pivotal decisions be made when you get to certain intersections. Some of y'all choose to take a check. Y'all got mouths to feed. Y'all have wives and girlfriends and mortgages. Y'all got you have to pay. It get risky when you out here in independent contractor land.
Talk to them.
You contracted workers have to really watch how you speak about the independent contractors that get it how they live it. Nothing wrong with building them. Lord knows I've done it for a bunch of companies. But build yourself at the same time. So when the day comes that y'all butt heads, because that day is inevitable, you'll have something to fall back on. And you won't just be looking to take the next check from somewhere.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. Hey, y'all showed out this last episode. This was my best performing episode previously, so let's continue with the momentum. I appreciate y'all sincerely. I was going to speak on the Patreon episode that dropped today, but I saw the thumbnail and I saw that there is no Joe. I saw that there is no Flip. And before I segue into the main topic, I wanted to speak on this a little bit. I did watch Melissa's pod in entirety, at least this last episode that was like an hour long. I thought it was very informative, but unfortunately, you are trying to start a new persona, or maybe not necessarily new, but you're trying to be seen in a different light. For whatever reason, you don't like the video vixen model or the moniker that follows you, so you're trying to switch it up. I say you use that to your advantage in your thumbnails and then speak on whatever it is that you're trying to speak on in this current podcast. It sounds sexist, it sounds crazy, but show off the sexy Melissa Ford that you show off on Instagram on your thumbnails to draw more interest to your videos. And then when people actually hear you speak the way that you want to speak freely and openly, it'll be easier to draw more people in, if that makes sense. But anyway, I didn't want to speak on the Patreon episode because the two main players in my eyes weren't there. And I haven't listened to it, so I'm not going to critique it. But I did want to speak on the chess moves that Joe is making with Flip and Improper Improv too. I find it very funny that I keep speaking in Joe, or a third person as Joe, and everything that I'm saying, you could kind of look and see it happening as far as Joe wanting to see if Flip can stand on his own. Because in my mind, I don't think Joe thinks Flip is a main draw on his own. And a lot of people were saying the same thing. I posted a post or a poll about Flip the other day asking if it was going to be better or worse whenever he's on less on the JVP next year. And I'm just going to be honest. It was like 33% yes, 33% no, 33% on the fence. Like, people don't know how to feel. But that was the most voted poll that I've ever had. It had well over 1,000 views. So clearly he draws attention, and Joe notices that, which is why he constantly tells Flip that he's never going to be upset at him or he can't get angry at him. He's never going to make me mad. The reasoning behind that is because you do draw eyes and you do say salacious shit. The way that Flip views shampoo and the reason why he wants shampoo on Improper Improv is the way that Joe views Flip. You can say all the shit that I don't want to say personally on my platform, but I actually do want said on my platform, and as well as shake shit up. You're always engaged with the audience, and the audience is always engaged with you. My best performing videos have to do with Flip. So clearly there's a draw there. But in Joe's mind, I don't think Joe thinks Flip could hold a show or a podcast on his own volition without guests. That's major in Joe's eyes. This is why he doesn't disrespect these niggas anymore. But I'm going to say, quote unquote, respect Gilly and Wallow. This is why he doesn't respect Drink Champs. This is why he doesn't respect Breakfast Club. This is why he doesn't respect podcasts that are set up like that, because they need guests in order to be relevant. Whenever you look at Flip's content, you could see that Flip involves a lot of guest spots. He does quote unquote interviews with other people, but I don't ever see Flip stand on his own without being seen as the skit nigga, which is why Flip has such an issue being called a skit nigga. He knows this is a major contention with Joe. So Flip needs to do his damnedest to make sure that Improper Improv 2 is successful. And I'm not speaking successfully as far as views are concerned. That's going to be a win for both of them regardless. I'm talking about you not having to involve so many guests. You being able to speak on topics and people just want to hear what it is or your perspective on a certain topic. Things of that nature. Joe runs a podcast, and whether he has 10 guests on, or not guests, if he has 10 co-hosts, or if he has 2 co-hosts, people are tuning in every week, twice a week, multiple times a week if you have Patreon, to watch what it is that he has to say. And it's been this way for years. 4 years. So despite the views that you're getting currently on your YouTube, I see all the people involved in your YouTube for you to get said views. That's why you don't see Joe respecting these streamer niggas, because Castanet does stupid numbers. But every time I see a Castanet clip, it's Castanet and whatever guest he has that day. When Joe gets clipped up for virality, it's because of things he says. It's hard to play chess when you're only using checker pieces. So if I'm Flip, I need to be looking at Improper Improv 2 as my segue to show Joe and everyone else that I can stand on my own without the influence of other people. And we're so caught up in the production of Improper Improv and wondering how much influence Ian has and how much influence Joe has. We're not paying attention to the real reasoning that Joe wanted Flip to have a 10 segue or a 10 episode season on his own without Joe. And y'all know the reason why I think Parks is on Improper Improv. That's his handler. But speaking of Parks, I want y'all to pay attention to something, because we're always making and creating narratives. Pay attention to how Parks speaks to Mel. Pay attention to the things that Parks points out that Mel slips up on. Pay attention to that dynamic. And then we'll come back in a week or so and I'll have a video and y'all be able to understand what it is that I'm saying on that video. But that's a dynamic that I want y'all to pay attention to for at least the next 2 or 3 episodes. Hey, anyway, Flip, when I come at you with the things that I say, because I know you hear my videos, I know you hear what I'm saying, I'm not coming at you with any consternation. I'm not coming at you with any malicious intent. I'm just pointing these things out because I can see these things. So if I can see these things, imagine what it is that you're seeing and already feeling. But instead of acting out in the way that you normally do, start peeping behind the scenes what it is that people are doing in your direction. Because you're constantly speaking on the friendships that you hold with these people. But then when they do these business moves, you seem dumbfounded and lost in real time. So I want you to start paying attention to the dynamics that you have with Ian and Joe and Parks. Make sure you pay attention to those 3. Because what Joe didn't say was that you weren't coming back after 2025. He said, we're just going to see you a lot less. And whether that's a pow, or whether you really acknowledge that fact or whatever it is, that's on you. But there's a reason I didn't hear Joe say you are outright not coming back. So pay attention to the dynamic with those 3 niggas going forward, because we still got 2 months. It ain't Thanksgiving yet, nigga. But hey, man, I appreciate y'all for showing out. I appreciate y'all for doing what it do. We're going to continue going. Make sure you do what it is that you do, because I see a lot of people leaving comments on my page saying that they're going to start their clips up, or they're going to start critiquing the pod, or whatever it is. I don't want y'all to waste any more time. Get on your grind. Do what it is that you have to do. And then we can, maybe I'll critique your videos. But anyway, man, until next time, y'all be safe out here. Peace.